Fingers crossed. I see the bar on OBS, so it should be going now. There we go. All right, hello. I know it's been a while since I've done YouTube videos, so I'm still reminding myself about the settings. Yeah, I'm just calling people on Discord and Twitter right now, just posting links to get people to watch, so I'll be like 2 seconds. I do not remember, I can't remember my Twitter handle sometimes. It's my last name and then my first name, so it's like confusing. It confuses me. Should do it, I think. We'll see. I don't like Twitter. I don't like that you can't edit tweets, because it's like, oh, you make a spelling mistake and then it's there forever. I know you can delete it, but it's just kind of the pressure of having it there forever. It just freaks me out. Okay, so yeah, thank you. That's awesome to hear that you're doing AI stuff. I've been wanting to get into this field for a while, and just sort of mess around with it. So I think this is something I've really been wanting to do. So yeah. So anyway, I'm back. I've been up at our family's cottage for the summer. We've just been up there, so I haven't felt comfortable making live streams or doing that many videos. So I'm back in my office, so office/bedroom. So I'll be doing a lot more videos and doing all that. So yeah, let's begin. I guess you guys want to probably see my screen. I'm gonna close. I got Discord open here, so I'm gonna close that. And I'm just doing double checks because I'm worried. I got like client work open somewhere. I think that's it. I think we're good. Okay, so there we go. I'm gonna turn this slightly. So yeah, so the internet over the past, like, I don't know, week or something has kind of blown up. There's a lot of like AI generation and like AI image generation and stuff like that. So there's DALL-E, I think Google and Microsoft have their own versions of DALL-E, but DALL-E's like the biggest one, the most well-known image, like text-to-image generators out there. So what you can do is just give it a prompt. So the prompt's included in this image file name here, but it's too long to display. But it's really fascinating how detailed and just like artistic these images are. And these are just a couple of my favorite picks of some of the stuff I've generated. I'm a big fan of the cyberpunk aesthetic and some rocket launches. I'm a big rocket nerd. I play Kerbal Space Program all the time, so this was one of my favorite ones. I think it looks really good with the sunset and the lighting and the reflections on the wet sand here from the ocean. My favorite part about it's definitely got to be the clouds, just the contrast with the blue and the orange. It looks like fire, and then the rocket ship's fire. It's so cool. And yeah, so the thing about DALL-E is I have it here. So I was accepted into I'm very lucky. It takes a month to get in, but I was accepted into OpenAI's DALL-E program. And let me see here, OpenAI, right here. Oh wait, no, that's the They have like some email letter. I think it's here. Yeah, I never remember. I think it's like labs. I can't remember the URL. Labs.openai. Okay. Somewhere here. Yeah, so you can like whatever generate lots of words and stuff and stick it in here. It's kind of weird. You get like a lot of cartoon stuff. I think it's just the level of the amount of cartoon imagery on the internet is just so large that even with things like this, it doesn't know. I tried to get some of those cool images like 3D render of a cute tropical fish in an aquarium, but for some reason it's always just like clip art. I don't know why, but yeah, some of my favorite ones are just like the realistic photos of rockets, and there's like some cityscape stuff I've done, as well as some planet stuff. So yeah, this is a really powerful tool, and it blew my mind just trying it out and messing around with it. The issue, however, with it is that it is paid for, so it's like $15 per 150 tokens, I think, and a token gets you 4 images. So it's not open source, so you're paying for the work that these guys did, and all that, which is completely fine. It's a very high quality tool, and I see a lot of value in that. But I'm obviously a big fan of open source stuff, and recently, over the past week or so, a tool has sort of emerged on social media and stuff that I found. It's called Stable Diffusion, and lots of articles about it, mostly dating about a week. If we go to, I don't think that's the GitHub. It's created by CompViz. I'm not sure. I don't know too much about the people around it who created it. I just know what it does and how it can be used. So CompViz, machine learning. It looks like a machine vision learning sort of company. I'm not really sure. Looks like a research group created by a university. And I'm gonna quit Steam because that's annoying coming up here. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like some kind of research center, and they have all these different like models and AI and stuff. So I'm not very familiar with the AI scene. I know the vast majority of everything's done in TensorFlow using like Python. It's either TensorFlow or there's 2 Python modules. Python. PyTorch and TensorFlow. So those PyTorch and TensorFlow, I think, are the 2 biggest ones, and that's all I know. I think I've taken a couple intro courses, just sort of understanding concepts of like really basic stuff. So I'm not very fluent in the actual like make a model out of a huge data set of images. I can't do that. So everything in this sort of live stream is all pre-built. I'm just stitching things together with Python and making it work. So a huge part of it is going to be this Stable Diffusion. So this is just a library of, I guess, tools, you could call it. It doesn't include any of the models itself, I don't think. There are some like config files in here and some other stuff, but the actual model you can not get on here. So the models themselves are provided by this company. I think it's a company called Hugging Face. Where is it? Hugging Face? Yeah, Hugging Face. So it's called Hugging Face. It's like the emoji Hugging Face, I guess. So I don't know. That's what they're called. And yeah, you have to sign up and whatever, email, password, and all that to like consent to using the model. You have to agree to their terms and conditions. It's mostly just ethical stuff, just so that like you're not making something unethical with people's faces, like deepfakes or something like that. So huggingface.co is where I signed up. So yeah, it's just like GitHub. It's got a repository here and all that. You can clone it using some stuff there. So this is where you get the models. So there's like the code that runs the models. That's Stable Diffusion, which is this repository here. and then there's the actual model, which is like a .ckpt file, and you get that from Hugging Face, and it lists everything out here in the documentation, like which weights you can get. I think that's the proper term. Maybe models isn't, although they call it models, maybe you're interchangeable, but whatever. And then they also provide this library called diffusers, and it is an interface for not just stable diffusion, but also a whole bunch of other image processing and whatever AI model libraries. So you can go through and check this all out. I think it's pretty cool. I've read through a bunch of it, not all of it, although it doesn't look very long. So I've just checked out the stable diffusion part, like there's the basic installs and all that. And yeah, and they also have, so this is the diffusers GitHub library I was talking about, Python library. So this is all Python, if anyone's confused. I know I'm going a bit fast, but I was really excited about this for the past few days, and kind of got like bogged down by the idea of like downloading all these libraries and figuring out what does what. But then I sat down for an hour, and it's not that hard. So I realized it wasn't that hard, so I just got really excited and wanted to film this. Thought it might be interesting for you guys to see. So this is what we're going to do. So I've created a what's it called? GitHub repository called Cozy Auto. Should be here. Cozy Auto Texture. Where is it? Somewhere. I can't find my own repositories. This is ridiculous. Okay, my repositories. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. Cozy Auto Textures. And this is it. So don't look at this. This is wrong. The whole README file is completely wrong. It's not correct. I'm not sure if this is up to date. I've added some folders and stuff. I'm having issues committing the folders. And this is the model here. So we're gonna fix that. But yeah, so this is the add-on. So this is the Blender add-on, Cozy Auto Texture. I might change the name. I think the name's fine because it's an acronym for cat. So I think cats are cute, and I think that's a fun little name for it. The cat texture generator. I don't know. But yeah, so that's the add-on. So it's got 6 commits 2 days ago. Created it 5 days ago. Wow, feels like a lot less time has passed since I've actually what's it called? Started this, but life got in the way. So let's close this and that. I forget what this is. Oh yeah, me looking up how to live stream on OBS. So it's been way too long. So so because we're dealing with stable diffusion, we're dealing with diffusers. So diffusers is a Python library. Now, if we go to Blender Stack Exchange, and don't worry, if you're following along at home, you don't have to do this part. I hope you're not following along at home. This is not a good tutorial. But I asked for a list of the Python packages that are included with Blender. So if you don't know, Blender has its own version of Python that's sort of packaged in with Blender to make the Blender Python API function. So it's not using your system's version of Python if you have it installed. I think Mac has Python 2 and 3 pre-installed. Windows doesn't, I think. I can't remember. But it won't use your system's Python package. It'll use its own built-in Python package. So that Python package has its own list of libraries. So these are like sort of add-ons for Python, I guess. You can think of like Blender add-ons and Python add-ons as very similar things. So you're installing additional software to make Python do more than it was just originally allowed to. So basically I asked a question and then I figured it out 30 minutes later. Yeah, so these are all the Blender Python modules that are like packages, add-ons, I guess, that are included inside Blender's Python version. And if you notice, if we like Control F here and search for diffusers, we won't find anything. We'll get that annoying Windows sound. I think I've muted it because I don't have desktop audio on. So let's close out of that. So we don't have diffusers inside Blender. So that's going to be an issue because we need to install it upon launching this add-on. And what we're going to do, in order to do that, we have to use pip, which is a, I forget what pip stands for. Pip. I don't know if it's an acronym. Is an acronym in declaration, source package management. Yeah, it's like a package manager. What does it stand for? You're not telling me. Oh, Python installer, or package installer for Python. Okay, so pip stands for package installer for Python. I didn't know that. I knew what it did, and I knew that it was a package installer and manager. I didn't know what it was called. But yeah, so just like Blender's packaged with, just like Python's packaged with Blender, pip, this package manager, is also packaged with Blender's Python version. Just for Windows though, not for Mac for some reason. At least in 2.8 and above. I'm not sure if they've added it to Windows or to Mac, Mac OS. So what we can do is we can invoke pip inside an add-on and basically install those packages. Now, doing that automatically would kind of be, what's the word? It wouldn't be very nice to the user, I guess, because you're installing it with other consent, kind of. I know they are installing this add-on of their own free will, but they might not know that you're actively like downloading stuff from the web, and so that's like, why would you do that? That's kind of weird and creepy and not really consensual in terms of what the user's trying to do, right? So what we're going to do instead is have this little button here that says install dependencies so that you can install it. I might add some more details of like what you're actually installing so that you can make a better decision of if you should trust it or not. Obviously, everything's open source, so you can check it out for yourself. But this is the plan. So we're gonna have a little button in the add-ons, in Edit, Preferences, and Add-ons that will install the diffusion. Where is it? Where is it? Where'd I go? The diffusers Python library that you can get on pip. So this GitHub thing is also on Pi. I think that's, I don't know. It's on pip. You can download it via pip. So we're gonna use this very handy Blender Stack Overflow forum, and we're gonna follow this. It's sort of like a recipe, I guess. Most Stack Overflow forums are just kind of copy paste. So yeah, so let's look here. I already have, if you go to the add-on, so I already have it installed here. And if we go to the actual add-on, we open up Blender. And we don't need to do anything here, so let's delete that. I guess I didn't really have to do that. And we open up N, you can see I have my NFTs there, but I also have, where is it? Cozy auto texture. Requires installation of dependencies. So I'm not sure if that's going to be there all the time or if it will go away once you install the dependencies. I think I'm not too sure. So if we refresh, it should appear here, but I think there's an error message. I'm not sure why. Start up bulletins. Oh, okay. So I have a special version of Blend My NFTs installed. Let me just delete that. So that's messing with the error messages here. Okay. So, oh, we forgot to enable it. That's why. Okay, so it's enabled, and it will be here. So this is just the beginning. It'll look like this. A lot of this input is just me trying things out, seeing what looks good, what feels right for what we're going to be accomplishing. So I guess it'd be cool to actually show you what we're going to be doing, because I have a little script set up here that will actually make images using Stable Diffusion, so like you guys can get a sense of what we're doing and what this will end up looking like. So let's do like the Blender Guru thing. Let me open this up here. So this is Visual Studio Code. I'm just doing a short little Python script. We're using that diffusers library that we have installed. So that's installed on my system locally, not inside Blender. So this is just kind of testing it out, seeing what works, what doesn't. So let's say like clouds. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think we should put in here? I want to see what you guys have in mind. So just like a prompt, like a dog chasing a squirrel or a tree growing. I'm not very creative when I'm coding anything. So what do you guys think? Let's do a dog chasing a squirrel. Crocodile. Okay, let's try a crocodile. Crocodile, we gotta make it interesting. Okay, so we're going straight to the texture stuff. All right, I like it. Let me copy this. Hi Julie. What do you think? Hi Julie, iridescent gold with Age of Empires 2 RTS. Okay, I'm assuming, I don't know if you wrote that out or you just copied that from like one of the texture files you have on your machine. But let's try that. I have tested it out. It is stable because it's Stable Diffusion. But yeah, I'm sure we've dealt with so many textures for one of our clients, and it's crazy, the names and stuff and keeping track of everything. But yeah. So let's try that out and see. I don't think we'll get anything comprehensible from this. I think it's just going to be like noise, but we'll see. And if not, we'll go back to the crocodile, because I think it might know what a crocodile is. And if my stream starts like slowing down or freezing, this is using a lot of graphics power, so it's gonna like mess things up. So if we go to like Task Manager here. Struggling to even open that. So it's using 100% of my RTX 3080 Ti. So yeah, that's why my stream is slowed down. I'm sure the audio might get through because that's not being processed on a GPU. But yeah, let's do crocodile after this. So let's see. It is taking quite a bit of time here. So we might run into issues. Ooh, that's very slow. Oh, and my mouse is like drifting. That's scary. It is working. It's on iteration 2, iteration 3. It is going up. I've noticed it takes around like 30 to 50 iterations to get the image, just for my little prompts that I do. Okay, cool. Yeah. Sorry about the image. I don't think I have fast enough. I think it might just be a limitation with the graphics card, but oh well. That should be it. Should be done. Let's see. Oh my god. Wow. I did not expect that. Oh, wow. That looks amazing. Like just for that prompt, like I had no idea that would, wow, that's really cool. What did let's look at the prompt again. So high jewelry, iridescent gold with Age of Empires 2 RTX. I don't know what that means. Cavalry, some kind of, I guess, jewelry. Cavalry inside, so it recognizes the horse. So it recognizes that there's a horse there, right? Like, look at that. That's so cool. It's got like diamonds on the edge. Like it made a pendant. Oh wow, that's amazing. Okay, so inside, beautifully decorated. Yeah, detailed pendant, crystal clear, see-through jewelry, rendering canvas 8K. It might not get that stuff, but it definitely got photorealistic. That's really cool. Wow, that is just incredible. And so this is like, obviously the feet look kind of weird, but other, like if you squint at it, that looks really good. Like that's amazing. That blows my mind. So anyway, this is what we're gonna do. So this is gonna be really powerful, and something that's gonna really change just like texture. I'm not sure what your original texture looked like. I'm sure it looked a little better than this, but this still looks just mind blowing. That's just amazing, just from a text prompt. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep that, probably post it on Twitter. This is another issue too. It has very long names, so I gotta figure out a way to. I guess the names are fine. It doesn't really matter. Let's try crocodile now. Let's go back to crocodile. I'm gonna spell this wrong. Oh man, my spelling's not that good, so I'm just gonna copy what you wrote. Crocodile. Make sure it's spelled correctly, and then okay. Let's capitalize it. Maybe it thinks crocodile. What can we make? So let's make a crocodile first, and then let's see what we can get the crocodile to do, like riding a bicycle or something. I don't know if it's that good. Like this is really good. Wow, that just looks amazing. Gustav. Oh, another one. Okay, let's do two more. So we'll do crocodile, and then that one you just posted in the chat, and then let's move on, because I kind of want it to be more coding. I do like this. This art stuff is just incredible. Like that's just amazing how it gets that, and you can start to see it's like making a pattern of the jewels and diamonds on the outside, and there's like almost text here. That's really cool. But yeah, it definitely has the horse shape down, like the neck. Wow, that's really awesome. That's so cool. All right, let's see. Okay, it's on iteration 39. Let's see if it knows what a crocodile is. That's really cool. I wonder if it'd be faster, because I know like this would be really cool to have on your computer, and run at runtime, like on Blender, like in Blender. But I'm curious if it would be more like user friendly or like processor friendly if you just create a huge asset library of like text prompts like this and just have like a server running and spitting out textures like this, and then just like request them from a website. I guess kind of like, I don't know, it's really cool to have it like running. Oh, it does know what a crocodile is. Look at that. Oh, maybe a kind of slightly mangled crocodile or severe birth defect. It knows what the eyes are. Like it has the shape of the eyes. It's just something. But yeah, look at the scale details on that. Like it's got the ears. I'm assuming those are the ears. And yeah, it's one of those things. Like most of the stuff, you need to like squint at it from far away for it to look like what it looks like. But because when you start like zooming in and nitpicking all the details and stuff, it kind of throws off the spectacle. But it is still really cool. Like you can see almost like the sand being like attached to his scales here on his like his Adam's apple kind of thing. But yeah, the teeth as well. That's really cool. Basically, yeah. So you can think of it like rendering in Blender using Python. It's not using Blender directly. So it has its own interface with a computer's GPU. So stable diffusion, where is it? So it uses CUDA Toolkit, which is a tool provided by NVIDIA. I don't know where it's used here, but we can see here in the like dependencies in the environment.yaml. that it relies on CUDA toolkit. So I think CUDA directly interfaces with the GPU. I could be wrong. I don't know too much about like lower level processes, but that's like how you do GPU stuff. And it's got all these other packages and stuff. I don't know what they do. But yeah, so that's how it interfaces. It doesn't use Blender itself. It's its own thing. So it's like you have like Unity or you have like Unreal Engine 5 and Unity running on the same machine. They're two separate systems, but they're like on the same machine. So Blender's like the machine. Blender's rendering engine is like Unity, and Stable Diffusion will be like Unreal Engine 5. That's a very mangled explanation of it, but I guess that's how you could think of it. So they both use the same techniques, like of interfacing with your GPU, of using like NVIDIA's toolkit, but they're separate systems. So the plan is to very simply just have it in a Blender add-on. So this is the Cozy Auto texture. So we have the init file, which is sort of handles like the UI and the registration of the add-on to Blender's Python add-on system. And in here we'll have source, where we can have just any Python script really, as well as the actual like Stable Diffusion GitHub repository. So this is the actual model itself. So this is like Stable Diffusion version 1.4. I think that's the latest one that they have. And we can see in here, I don't know what any of this does, so if it breaks, it's my fault. Some of these files are pretty big. So yeah, so let's take a look. Like this is the weights, I guess, and it's like 5 gigabytes. So this add-on will be like a really massive add-on, and it will take up a lot of space. So I'm very conflicted on how to handle this, because on one hand it's a really big add-on, like it's 5 gigabytes, like that's bigger than Blender. I think if you download Blender, it's like 200 megabytes, I think. So it's not very much, like, yeah, 214 megabytes. That's Blender, right? So you're comparing that, so like a single add-on is bigger than all of Blender. And this is like the brain of Stable Diffusion, right? So it makes sense that it's big, like it's understandable that it's big. It's just, how do you handle that in terms of like an add-on? Because you're increasing Blender's size by a large factor. I'm not gonna, I can't figure that out. But it's huge. It's crazy. And let me, like, I just want to, yeah, this is like 10 gigabytes. So I don't know why this is smaller than this one. Maybe I deleted something there. But this is the version, so this is Stable Diffusion that we're using right here. So that we were using here in this thing. Oh yeah, let's do one more, because I like this. Black and gold, Gustave Doré, extremely detailed owl portrait, dripping, glossy. Okay, I like that. That sounds cool. Let's do that. Digital illustration. Ooh. Crocodile. Let's try that. Okay. Let's go. This is gonna lag my thing out again, but you guys can hear me. But yeah, so now this is all cool, but a lot of people will see like, oh, this is, or will say that this is open for abuse and all that stuff, and you can create some really nasty stuff with it. That is true. To my knowledge, Stable Diffusion has like their own self-censoring system. I have no idea how it works, but it will post. I found it was kind of funny, because it will instead of rendering out the result and saving it to an image, it will give you like a Rickroll image. And you can find it in the source file. So let me find it here. I think it's like under assets here. Yeah, so there's like rick.jpg. so they'll like, it'll Rickroll you if like some kind of NSF, not safe for work content is generated or something like that. I don't know how, I have no idea how their system works, but it's got like a, it's like DALL-E. DALL-E 2 has its own like censoring thing, like you can't use pictures of people or celebrities or anything like that. I think, I'm not entirely sure how it works, but this thing's similar. I think if you hack it and like go into the code, you can turn it off. But we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be leaving all the preset safety features and everything. But yeah, I just thought that was funny that it rickrolls you if you happen to generate not safe for work content or something like that. So that's kind of cool. And then it kind of gets into like the whole this whole interesting argument where it's like an AI is dictating what an AI can generate, I guess. I'm not sure how that all works, but it's cool to think about, and it's cool to mess around with, I guess. But yeah, I just thought it was funny. So let's see. I'm gonna see. Okay, so we're on iteration number 41. So this is taking a little longer, but this is a big prompt, so I'm guessing it'll look really good. Let me pull up my stats here. I want to see how much memory it's using. Not too much, 19 gigabytes. I'm glad my brother told me that RAM is not important in a PC, in a powerful PC. He said, don't get so much RAM, you don't need it. Of course, at the time I only had like 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is nowhere near enough for what we're pulling right now. So I didn't listen to him back then, and I got 64 gigabytes of RAM, and that's where we are right now. But yeah, so it's still running. This is taking a little while. Let's see. It's using 100% of my GPU, which is quite concerning. I'm not sure if that's healthy, but it is the 3080 Ti. It's relatively new. I haven't used it for very much. I game, but I don't game too much or too extreme. Like I think the most intensive game I have is like, I don't even know. Maybe like, I think I own Cyberpunk 2070. I think that's the newest like top of the line graphics game. I haven't even opened it and I haven't played it. I've been too preoccupied with work to sit down and actually do it and like go through, because it's just so daunting playing that much game. It's like, gosh, it's like a job. All right, I think this is freezing. Oh no, it's still going. It's struggling. I'm worried here it's gonna crash my computer. I think the stream is still going. Let me double check. Okay, you guys can hear me. Just no visuals. Yeah, that's interesting. It's the whole like security thing behind this stuff, like controlling what people are allowed to generate. It like the concepts of it is really quite terrifying. Like what people can create with this stuff, because if it's used for like nefarious purposes, like in identity fraud or things I probably shouldn't talk about on YouTube. It's really quite scary with all this stuff. But again, like it's crazy what it can do. So like there needs to be a way, like you said, like accurate definitions and descriptions and all that stuff, and how it affects like what the AI thinks of the world, and then what we're allowed to input into it and request of it. So I think a lot of it can be filtered like through. Oh yeah, I'm still here. It's on iteration 43. So this is a big one. This is really eating up a lot of render time. I'm still here. Don't worry. But yeah, it's quite fascinating, because then that argument also extends to not only AI, but also like this thing called like decentralized storage, the permaweb. And Arweave is a technology I've been researching for a while. I've messed around with and actually done some work with for some of our clients. So we've uploaded NFT collections for them on Arweave and stored them there permanently. So you pay like, I'm not sponsored by the way. I just think it's a cool service. So it's like you pay once and then the files are on there forever. But again, someone can search through all those and then upload anything they want basically. So there's no like content filtration or anything like that. So there are a lot of parallels between sort of like AI and this like image generating stuff, and then that where it's like storing whatever you think. Because you can like upload movies and stuff like that, and then how does copyright law work into that? Because you're violating someone's copyright, but then it's online forever, and it's just crazy. So we're living in some cool times. There's a lot of cool stuff, and particularly this is fascinating. This is really eating up a lot of my GPU. And I'm still here. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I think I'm still here on YouTube. This is getting kind of boring watching this, so I think I might run this later and then post a Twitter post about what the output of this is. So I'm gonna try to cancel this and kill it. Should I kill it or should I let it run for a little more? Because it is taking a long. Like it's been 6 minutes now of me talking. But yeah, I'm gonna kill this, and then I'll run it again overnight, and then I'll post it on Twitter and see what the result is. But yeah. Anyway, so once the stream comes back, it should be back. Let's go to live. Is that working? Just seeing if it's still live on my monitor here. It should be. It should be. Oh, it's catching up. Oh wow. So it has to catch up. Okay, that's weird. I guess it froze the image here. And then it's all buffered. Maybe that's why the memory is so high, because it's going down. And it's still quite high. So maybe it's like loading all the memory of the video inside, or it's cached all the memory, all the video in memory. Maybe that's why it's gone up. Oh, that sounds cool. Really? Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that stuff's like fascinating. So you can like take a famous person and make them a Marvel hero with Mid-Journey. That's pretty cool. I haven't heard of them. We can hear you. Okay, that's good. I'm not sure what the delay is. If it's like, this is a lot of memory use. I'm not sure what's using this, but whatever. I do have a lot of stuff open right now, so that's probably why. But yeah, that's really cool. So this is like, it's all cool and fun, and this is really the point of it. I just want to mess around with it and see how to create like a texture generator. So like we can, what's it called? We can create like cool things like, I don't know, concrete, texture. I think we have to like, it's interesting, you'll see. But if we don't specify texture, it'll just make like concrete slabs or bricks or something like that, like on the wall or the side of the road, and it'll just be pictures of it, right? So it won't, where is it? There we go. So it won't be worthy of a texture in Blender. So you won't be able to use it on like a flat surface, because it'll have like the sky in it or something like that, which we don't want, like if it's concrete, right? So we have to specify the difference between what concrete is and what like a concrete texture is, like what we want. And it recognizes that. So you can recognizes actual like textures and what they are, like flat 90-degree the camera angle is like 90 degrees from whatever texture you're looking at, and it's uniformly lit, or I guess delit, I think is the proper terminology. I can't remember. I don't know why. I think my computer might be slowing down. It's got like some memory leak issues. So I'm going to cancel that again. There we go. Yeah, so it's still catching up. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Okay, that's weird.